Alrighty, Panim, as promised. Sorry it's taken so long. This is fantastic. This is really good. Well done. Okay. We went through this in class the other day. That is still really good. Yep, no problems there at all. Getting to this one here. Okay, so you've decided that these are your three that you're going to analyze, which is good. And then these are other examples. Is that correct? I'm hoping so. Just as samples that you could choose or select from. My suggestion would be to grab just two more random photos, all right? Maybe title this page and say other images of inspiration, all right? And the other two logos that you find don't have to necessarily be camera based. They do, however, have to be something that you like in a logo or something that you appreciate. So if you really like this beautiful scripted font, then make it that. If you really like a really unique kind of icon, then find something that's on-camera related. It could be art related, it could be sport related that fit in here and here, all right? Or it could be color related, okay? All right, I want to help you with these ones here. I think that this one is probably going to be the easiest for you to understand what I'm getting at. First thing that I want you to do is flesh out these words. So contrast, repetition, alignment. Sorry if I spell something wrong. My spelling is not the best when I am trying to do two things at once. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to write about 1 to 2 sentences for each of these things. For contrast here, I'm guessing that the logo is SDP, and then it's got a rectangle in the middle that makes this center letter look like it's a camera, which is really cool. Okay, so what I've just quickly done is grabbed up this PowerPoint here, the crap explanation. I'd strongly recommend that you do the same, so you have one on one side of your screen and one on your other while you are answering your annotations, all right? So for contrast, we'll flick to the contrast page. Now it says that contrast is the aim of something being very different to something else. So for example, in this logo over here, the orange kind of brushstroke, kind of splatter, all right, is very different to the black letters and symbols and icons of the logo. So if we look over here and we see how contrast can be created, what I just referred to was color. So it was the color that contrasts the logo. Bright orange background, highly contrasts the dull black logo. All right, the other thing that's contrasting here is the size or the shape. Shape's actually not on there, but anyway, size or the shape of this middle letter, which is essentially the rectangle with the little circle in the middle and the D, the top part, extending up past the rectangle, making it look like a camera. So, center, letter, I tell you what, I'm struggling, of the logo also contrasts the rest of the text as it is a D turned into a camera shape. This is contrasting size and shape. All right. So I am writing in semi dot point, semi not, but you kind of get the idea. Okay, so I've spoken about 2 areas of contrast here. I'm going to move on. So once I've done that, and if you are still struggling, check through other parts of the PowerPoint. Affinity, for example, a logo that doesn't have much contrast, which you don't seem to have. Maybe this one could be the only one, but even then, that still does have some contrast. Affinity just means that everything looks the same. This has affinity because it is just all black. All right. So yeah, whereas this one's definitely contrasting, especially with its colors. This is contrasting because it's using so many different font types. All right. Now if I move on to repetition, so I'll flick down to the repetition slide if I can find it. There we go. All right. Repetition is repeated elements. Now, it may use repeated elements, but it may also not. I'm going to say it does use repeated texture. That's about it. So it's repeating this kind of splodgy, half there, half not, a bit worn kind of texture. Can you see that there in that? And then, yeah, it's like it's been splattered on the page. So I'm just going to say texture is repeated throughout logo. No part of the logo appears to be smooth. Okay. Alignment. I'm just going to shuffle with your Word document for a bit. Oh. Okay. If I go and find alignment, there we go. Things that are lining up with each other. To me, I see that the S, the top of the D, and the top of the P, and then the bottom of the S, the bottom of the D, and the bottom of the P all align. So letters all align, top and bottom. Remember that the second slide of alignment has special names for all of these things. I'm just going to say alignment top and bottom for now. All right. But then I would also say, notice how the top of the D and the top of the P kind of extend past that alignment. So tops of D and P extend past this alignment. And then tell me why. To create, yeah, interest. All right. Moving on to proximity. Things that are close together create meaning. There's probably not much that we can talk about proximity here, so I'm actually going to get rid of that one. All right. But you can talk about proximity in this one here, for example. If it said genie and it had J here, then it would imply that it's Genie photography. All right. But because it says genie and then J, it's Genie J photography. All right. Here, it's implying that photography and cinematography is what they do, whereas this is the company's name. So the fact that these two are on the same line, these 3 words, and then that has its own line, implies that that has more importance, more visual hierarchy. All right. Yeah. So I'll delete that one. Finally, typography. Talk to me about, again, you'll need a different word. Okay, I just found the typography PowerPoint that is on Daymap. So if I click down to this one here, it shows me different typefaces. The font type that they have used is a sans serif font. Sans serif font generally means that it is a more modern kind of feeling, or hoping for a more modern audience, target audience. So sans serif font, typeface aims its logo at a more modern target audience. If the font type was a serif font, then it would be more like an old newspaper, so it would be more traditional. If it was decorative, you're probably thinking something more fun, something that is maybe for maybe something a teenager created or for like a festival. And then a script is something more classical, something that's like meant to be flowy, peaceful, calm, elegant, those kind of feelings. All right, so hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea on how to use the two PowerPoints that are up on Daymap, the crap and the typography, and how you can write with short, kind of succinct sentences, almost in dot points, to target these things. Quick final reminder as well, you don't have to write about all of these things in all three of yours. You just so long as you're writing about 3 or more dot points for each, I'm happy you're still going to achieve a high grade, okay, if you can do it well. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to message me back, all right? See you later, Panim.